Welcome to another EquipSoft role-tailored client video. My name is Oliver Lamaka. Today we will focus on customizing your homepage. Because your homepage is the most important part of your working environment within EquipSoft, it's very important that you understand how you can customize your navigation pane along with the ribbon, fact boxes, and be able to create your own charts that become visible on your own homepage. But before we begin, let's make sure we understand once again what a homepage is. Each individual user, when logging on to EquipSoft, has what we call a homepage or landing page. This means that as a sales coordinator, this is the role that I'm assigned to. I will specifically have my own personal homepage that show me all those important information that are particular to my specific role or occupation. In this case, at the top of the screen are the ribbon. On the left-hand side of the screen in the navigation pane. And on the right-hand side of the screen here, you can see some charts showing me some dashboards and KPIs. We will take a look at fact boxes later. As you can see, the left navigation pane mimics what you are accustomed to today if you were working with Outlook, or the ribbon at the top if you're working with Outlook, Microsoft Word, or Excel. Let's take a look at the navigation pane for a minute and see what it would take to customize your own navigation pane within your own homepage. As you can see on my left navigation pane, these are the different menu options that are available to me based on the roles and permissions I've been granted. However, provided of course that I do have permissions to see other menu options, it's quite possible for me to be able to drill down further in the underlying menu system to make visible those other menu options that I feel that are important for me. In this case, what I want to make visible is the posted sales invoices on my left navigation pane. To do this, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Departments menu option on the left navigation pane. We're going to click on Financial Management, drill down into Receivable, and what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down here until we find the History section. So you can see I've got an option here for posted sales invoices. The next thing I'm going to do, similar to Word or Excel, I'm going to right-click that menu option. I'm going to select Add to Navigation Pane. As a result, once I click that, automatically the system will ask me to refresh my login. In this case, it'll refresh the application. And what it will do is it'll customize it so that the left navigation pane now has access to that menu option from the Departments, Financial Management, Receivables, and History menu option. From here, I can readily click onto the posted sales invoices. I can view it, I can print it, etc. Of course, if I no longer want that menu option on my screen, it's easy enough for me to remove that, or perhaps I can even move that up and down the list. To do so, I just go into the menu option here at the top of the screen, select Customize, and at this point, I can elect to customize my navigation pane. From here, of course, I can scroll down to the bottom of the screen where that menu option is currently residing today. I can select that, move it up, or move it down, or in this case, completely remove that menu option because I no longer use it. Hit OK. The system will refresh my login again. At this point, once it refreshes it, you will notice that that menu option is now gone. Now that you've seen how to customize your personal navigation pane on your homepage, you're probably wondering, can I do the same thing on the ribbon at the top of the screen? And the answer is yes. So from here, you will notice I've got different menu options that I've already customized for my own personal use. So what I want to do at this stage is I'm going to add another menu option here, once again provided that I have the permission to actually access that particular information or window or page. What I want to do is I want to add the credit management menu option within my general group of ribbon options. So from here, let's go back to the Departments menu option on the left navigation pane. Let's once again go into Financial Management. Let's go into Receivables, and in the Receivables section under the Task section or group, you will notice there's a menu option here for credit management. I simply right-click that menu option and I click Add to Actions on Role Center ribbon. There's a difference between a posted sales invoice that you saw in history that I was able to add to the left navigation pane, whereas this particular menu option is a task, so it's something that I normally would execute. To get to it, I would have to click on the ribbon. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. As you can see, it automatically transferred that to the ribbon. I go back to my home page. So you can see that menu option is now residing at the top of the screen on my ribbon. If I wanted to move that menu option or that button on my ribbon, I simply right-click on any part of the ribbon. I can click Customize Ribbon. And at this point, you will notice that I've got a group here for General where that menu option is currently residing. If I expand that group, you will notice that that Credit Management menu option is at the bottom of my list. In here, I can either move it up, move it down. I can create a different group or tab. Or I can also change the size of that icon so that it's a lot larger than the normal icons. If I click OK, watch what happens. You will notice that that menu option becomes a larger menu option, meaning it allows me to access it much quicker than it would all these little menu options or icons. Of course, similar to managing or customizing your left navigation pane, I can go back to customizing that ribbon, clicking Credit Management, hitting Remove, and hitting OK. It will now automatically refresh my ribbon so that menu option is no longer available to me. The next thing we're going to take a look at are customizing your fact boxes. What are fact boxes? To learn more about fact boxes, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Sales Quote Open Queue here under My Activities section. You will notice it'll show you 3 open sales quotations. On the right-hand side here, depending on which sales quotation I've got highlighted on the left-hand side, the data on the right-hand side automatically changes. As you can see, as I move from customer 2000, quote number 2 versus quote number 4, you will notice the customer number changes. From here, of course, based on what you've learned in previous videos, I can easily drill down on these menu options on my fact boxes or statistics screen and be able to drill down, for instance, to the balance dollar owing or all the open receivable for a customer. Or perhaps if I wanted to drill down into the outstanding service orders menu option here, it will drill me down to the open service orders for that customer. However, the fact boxes are no different than your navigation pane or your ribbon in that you can also customize it. So for instance, from here, I can go to the menu option here at the top left-hand corner of the screen. I can select Customize, and I can select or choose fact boxes. At this point, you will notice that I've got 2 fact boxes that are currently active. Customer statistics that are specific to the customer associated with the sales quotation, or customer details with regards to the customer record. You will notice on the left-hand side of the Customize Sales Quote Fact Box screen, I've got an option to make visible a chart, a link, as well as a note. From here, once I click OK, you will notice that those fact boxes automatically now appear on the right-hand side of my screen. What's important about these fact boxes is that they are dynamic, much like the statistics that you see at the top of the screen here. If I scroll down further below here, you will notice that I currently have highlighted or selected sales quotation number 4, just calling the last character. However, watch what happens to the link menu option here when I go down to the record above it. You will notice that the link disappears. What are links? Links are essentially your ability to be able to attach documents such as signed quotations, pictures, etc. against a sales quotation, a sales order, a service order, or rental contract. By selecting the appropriate record, or in this case sales quotation, you can see that all those links or attached documents are visible to you on your left navigation pane. On the other hand, if I scroll further down to the bottom here, you will notice I also have a notes section. In the previous RTC videos you've seen, we looked at My Notifications to allow you to be able to add notification or notations against a particular master record, or in this case, a document such as a sales quote. As you can see, selecting quote number 4, you will notice there are no notation associated with that quote or document. If I select quote number 2, you will notice there are now visible to you notifications associated with that particular quotation. So what does this all mean to you? It means that by just going up and down and selecting the quotation itself, you are able to see these links and see these notifications without actually opening up one at a time each quotation, just to see if there are any linked documents associated with it and perhaps if there are any notifications associated with it. Now let's take a look at the last bit of information that I made visible within my fact box. You will notice I also added the chart inside my fact box. From here, you will notice there's nothing visible currently. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this button right here called Actions. Shortcut key is Alt F10. Click that, and what we're going to do is we're going to customize it. What you're seeing here is a quick introduction into charting within EquipSoft today, which is a new feature within the RTC or your homepage. What this does is it gives you the ability to be able to look through all the different lists of charts, dashboards/KPIs that you can make visible within your own homepage. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to select the equipment available, new and used equipment chart. By clicking OK, that chart now becomes available to you within your own fact box. Of course, you may not want to actually have a chart within your fact box, but if you wanted to, you can make that visible. It's the same concept that we learned previously in the previous demonstration, in that if I go back to the role center, that specific chart can also be made visible to you on your own personal homepage as opposed to your fact box. Now that you've been given a quick introduction to charts, and I've already mentioned to you that you can have a predefined list of charts that you have the ability to be able to select from, provided that you have the role and the permission to actually access that information. The last thing I'm going to show you today is how to create your own chart and how to save those charts so that it's available to you later on or available to other people in the company. So what we're going to do here very quickly is we're going to go into the sales order section here. You will notice I've got numerous open sales orders here. You will also notice that I've got numerous orders and they are specifically assigned to different salespersons within the company. What I'm going to do here at the moment is turn this into a chart of information. So what I want to do, for instance, is perhaps I'm interested in seeing the total amount of dollar open order-wise per salesperson. So to create a chart for this, traditionally, you would take this information, you would go into Excel, and you would pivot the table and create this chart in Excel. Well, within EquipSoft today, in the RTC homepage 2013 R2 version, you will notice you have an option here for Show as Chart. Once I click that, you will notice it will go immediately to a chart-like format. From here, it's easy enough to create your own chart on the fly. The first thing we're going to do as an example is select a measure. From here, we're going to select the amount option here, because as I said earlier, we want to see the dollar amounts associated with these open orders for each salesperson. The next thing we'll select is the dimension itself. In here, I can easily select the sell to customer number, the bill to customer number, but what I mentioned earlier is what we want to do is we want to select the salesperson code. As soon as I do that, you will notice immediately the salesperson code along with the dollar amounts associated to those open orders are made visible to me within my own chart that I've created within my own personal homepage. From here, I can easily toggle back and forth between the list and the chart, so that if I wanted a tabular representation of the data, I can go back to the list, or if I wanted a chart form of the data, I can go into chart. The great thing about this is if I go back to show as list, I can easily just double click on any of these records to take me directly to the detail behind that open sales order. However, what if you actually wanted to save this chart so that you can make it visible on your own homepage and perhaps share this across the company? It's easy enough to do that. So if we go back to show as chart here, we can go back to the menu option at the top left-hand corner of the screen here, select Customize, and select Customize Chart. From here, this is where you would modify the chart further if you wanted to. In this case, you will notice it's aggregating the sum total of all the amounts and all the orders that are open. And in this case, what I've also done is selected the salesperson code as my x-axis field. Now from here, you have the option of creating copy chart, giving it a new chart ID. In this case, let's call it 50,027. And then let's call it salesperson open amount. Call it whatever you want, click OK. The chart is successfully copied. Now you have the ability to be able to select that chart, or other people within the company be able to see and use that chart as well. Just bear in mind, please, that the ability to be able to copy the chart and actually store it will be based on your own permission that has been granted. So in this demonstration, to recap, we learned how to customize your navigation pane, the ribbon, the fact boxes, and be able to create your own chart. Thank you very much for attending another EquipSoft Role Tailored Client video. Have a great day.